afternoon, and welcome to our webinar. This is Sue Lawton and my friend Deb. Deb, are you out there?
I am. Hi, everyone.
We are together recording this webinar, and the webinar is on grief and adrenals during the holidays. Da 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 da.
Okay.
Yes, we had a little theme song there. Did you see that? I don't always use essential.
Very good.
Just kidding. I'm a freaking addict. All right. Now, on point for this week. Nobody eats a flamingo on Thanksgiving. Let's all get some stilts. Remember, it depends on how you get dressed, how well you're received.
Mm-hmm.
This is about grief, and it's about our adrenals and adrenal fatigue. So let's just be general for a moment. We're going to do a little sciencey stuff here at the beginning, and then we're going to get into oils and emotions, because for some reason this holiday is very hard on people.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think happens in emergency rooms starting last weekend?
Oh, a lot of stockpiling of what do you call that? For dehydration.
Yes, we had dehydration all over the place, and people often have
a lot of depression and maybe suicide.
Right, and what we have actually is a lot of what we call episodes of people trying to manage feelings. And what happens is, because they're not coping well, look at all these things that you can have an episode from and visit an emergency room because of how you're processing, or you refuse to process pain or joy or excitement. Because a lot of people get very excited this time of year. I know I get excited. I find little funny things to surprise people with.
Yes,
You're really good at that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so all that excitement for some, actually the anxiety of the holiday for others causes these conditions to occur. Or worse.
You already have a diagnosed condition.
Right.
But let's say that the family dog passed away also last week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say grandma passed away after a long illness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody's father, Misty's father, passed away 2 weeks ago. These holidays suddenly become shadowed. They suddenly become like, oh, I shouldn't feel good because somebody died.
Mm-hmm.
And then emotions happen, and if you already have a pre-existing condition, like here's Crohn's.
Right.
Not to pick on anybody we know. Okay? You will have a flare-up this time of year. You will have a flare-up of hypertension. You will have a flare-up of, I have boo-boos that aren't healing when we're diabetic. Asthma medication. Everybody always gets more asthma medication this time of year, and they blame it on the change of seasons. What's it really about, Deb?
The asthma?
Yes.
Oh, it's not really from the change of seasons. It's from our inability to breathe deeply and exercise and be willing to express things.
Right, and it often sets up chronic inflammation.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I love Lifelong Vitality. Lifelong Vitality is such a gift from Rob Young, doTERRA, to reduce inflammation. Inflammation is the nest in which all these conditions thrive.
I was just going to say that's really kind of scary, that one thing can cause all these different things to occur, from little, idiosyncratic things to really serious illnesses here. Yeah.
Right. And when we get these things, it used to be like people my age, the doctor would say, oh, you're getting old. You have to expect to have pain in the morning. No, you don't. Joint pain is not normal. Doesn't matter what age you are. Okay?
Mhm. Well, and a lot of, like, yeah, I'm looking at the autoimmune, the IBD, the Crohn's, like you said. So many people, oh, I'm just nervous and and anxious over planning a party. Well, so my stomach's a little irritable. No,
I don't think so.
it's right. It's caused from that hidden inflammation.
Yes. And why do essential oils work? Oils
Yeah.
perform of the same functions in plants as they do for us. Thus, they come
Hmm.
to us as experienced and trained agents for health and healing.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they are
Mm.
predisposed to help us remember perfect DNA and RNA. They help
Hmm.
us turn our faces to the sunshine so we feel better. And here's a little more science. How fast
Yeah.
work, Deb? How fast do they work?
You tell me this, and then when I see it again, it's like amazing. Within 22 seconds of putting on an oil, it's going to your brain. Within 2 minutes, they're in your bloodstream, and 20 minutes, they are in every cell in your body, which is absolutely amazing to me.
Well, you got to remember for each little drop of oil,
Mm-hmm.
there could be 144, 150 million little molecules, all of which are perfect and busy. And
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're all lipophilic, they run right through your skin, right next to your cells. They don't even get in your cells until they find something they don't like. And then they penetrate and they take care of the problems. They clear cell receptor sites because the molecules are so much smaller than your cells.
That's
And
right.
within minutes, they have affected every cell in your body. Now,
Mm-hmm.
how that can happen is if you inhale, let's say you put jasmine and neroli in the palms of your hands, you rub your hands together, you inhale. Besides going to heaven and feeling really, really good, the inhalation process allows oxygenation to the brain with a richer format of oxygen being delivered all over your whole body. There's this
Mm-hmm.
magic wake up effect. There's this magic, oh, all your cells go, I'm so happy. I have nutrition to do what I need to do. I love oxygen.
Well, that's right. And people forget that oxygen does travel throughout our bloodstream. They just think of it going into lungs and things like that. But it does, it needs to go everywhere. That's really creates the color in our blood. Having that oxygen. So if all those oil molecules get in there, think of like Pac-Man eating all those energy pellets, it just gets where it needs to go. And you've always told me that. Put it anywhere, breathe it, use it, whatever, and it's going to go where it needs to go.
Right. That's why I like to trick mine. I always put it at the bottom of my feet, do a lot of bottom of my feet things. I like those
Mhm.
molecules have to work. Make them get up. Work, baby, work. Find my brain. Okay. In order for oils to be really effective, we
Right.
know they're going to do their job, but you must drink water. If you
Hmm.
drink water, when you're using the magic molecules of Mother Nature, you are going to be amazed at how much younger your body gets all the time.
Correct. Yeah. And we always say that people that don't drink the water suffer all those conditions. We see it time and time again. You walk in and you're funny because you always hand people a bottle of water when they come to your house, and or you bring them with you and you give them to, people that you're seeing. But it's so true. So like when people think they're getting sick, when they're tired, when they're achy, when their skin is weird. I mean, somebody just the other day said to me, "Look at my lips, they're all chapped." I said, "Drink more water." You know, and just starting off with that glass of water in the morning is just so beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and don't forget to have a glass of water before you get in the hot shower. It
That's
is amazing
right.
what it will do for your clarity.
Hmm.
Okay, now, people say to me all the time, I don't understand the connection between what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling and what I'm doing to my body. Well, there's tons of books that have come out in the last 3 years
Hmm.
from a lot of experts who've done a lot of scientific research backing all that up. And here's just a little summary.
Okay. Emotions, Pert explains, are not simply chemicals in the brain. They are electrochemical signals that affect the chemistry and electricity of every cell in the body. The body's electrical state is modulated by emotions, changing the world within the body. In turn, Pert finds, emotional states affect the world outside the body. Very interesting.
As our feelings change, this mixture of peptides travels throughout your body and your brain. And they're literally changing the chemistry of every cell in your body. And Dr. Pert, Dr. Candy, we always called her Candy, she was just talking about the chemistry you create by just thinking. She wasn't talking about combining chemistry of thinking and stress and eating candy and ice cream and then compensating with essential oils and then going on dehydration. She just was speaking in general terms. So
well,
a lot of it get complicated.
Isn't that why you always say to have the positive thoughts versus the negative because of those changes?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Look at those.
About adrenal fatigue, and we're going to tie it into recognizing your gifts and limitations at the same time. Because if you're entering the holiday season already tired, already not sleeping well, I want you to understand how easy you can manage what's going on. Plus, if you have the added stress of you lost your father, you lost your grandmother, you miss your dog, you miss your cat. These are serious everyday changes that when it happens, you didn't have any choice, and it often spontaneously flips you into a new state of mind you didn't even know you had.
Yeah, it's funny. The adrenals are like some of the littlest things in our body, and yet they control so much of our body within the endocrine system. They really have a lot of power over how everything else is working.
Yes, and what's really interesting is I have the next 3 slides for you. If you just write to Debbie, we will send them to you. These details of how everything works for the science buffs in you. You just have to write to HAPPYCAL, that's happycal359 at gmail.com, and ask for the adrenals pages. Because what's really cool is adrenals have to do with being able to respond to fight or flight. So a simple example of compromised adrenals might be you hesitate. You get a slow burn in your back when you get a surprise. You don't understand why you're cranky when there's nothing to be cranky about. Those are all signs of adrenal fatigue.
Right.
And well, here we go. We outlined it for you. Tell them the 11 signs of adrenal fatigue, Miss Deb.
Okay, I hope that all of you out there aren't checking off all 11 of these, but if you wake up at night, if you just get up, if you're not sure why, if you have trouble falling asleep, if you're always feeling anxious and you're not sure the cause, if you're feeling depressed for no apparent reason, are you craving salty foods? Do you want to go eat that bag of chips that you have in the cabinet?
Yum, yum.
If you have recurring infections, like, and everybody's so ready to chalk it off for, oh, the change in the weather, it's this time of year. No, pay attention to that aspect of it. If you're feeling really super cold, when it starts to feel cold outside, but you really suddenly can't tolerate it. If you're suddenly allergic to things that you were never allergic to before, or having never been allergic to anything. If you're thirsty, if you're frequently urinating, the brain fog. Okay, if you feel like you're clouded and you just can't think clearly and you're walking around like a little foggish and you're feeling constantly tired, those signs are all of adrenal fatigue.
Right, really? And then on the right-hand side of this page, if you go like number 1, you can't fall asleep at night. What else can we put right here, Miss Deb? I would put copaiba. What would you put?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness.
Copaiba.
go-to.
Oh, fun, yes.
Right. And then if you can't fall asleep at night, sorry people, no alcohol after 6 p.m. And you
Yes,
might try vetiver, marjoram, balancing blend, all those will work. Okay.
yes. And every one of these talks about having more water to drink.
Yeah, look, I see that. Water, 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 and more water.
Yes.
Yeah, so just match up the numbers with the oil or suggestions. And of course, if you're having a lot of infections this time of year, we have our go-to, the On Guard Plus, our PB Assist, Terrazyme, just On Guard, carry it with you, lozenges, whatever. That'll definitely help battle that condition.
For sure. For sure.
And oh, here's more things.
Yeah. What happens when the adrenal glands stop producing hormones effectively? Remember, you have 127 hormones, and they all have to work together. They have to be formed in a correct order that starts with the pituitary and then your thyroid, parathyroid, and along about step number 7 are the adrenals. So if the adrenals are misfiring or overfiring, there's a whole collection of hormones that aren't going to be given the proper motivation to appear to function in the right way. So all of these areas that you see highlighted here, depression, muscle weakness, poor focus, bone loss, inflammation, you suddenly have allergies and you never had them before. There's that irritability thing, cravings for sugar, cravings for caffeine, inability to tolerate high-carb potassium foods unless paired with fat and protein. If you've experienced any of these fatigue side effects, there are many natural ways you can help yourself. Again, let's talk about why water is so important. I know I'm nagging you, but you aren't going to believe how important water is. Talk about it.
Yeah, look at the percentages in our body. Our brain is 90% water. I thought it was intelligence, but I guess it's water. Okay, muscle consists of 73% water. Okay, water helps regulate body temperature. Our blood consists of 83% water. And our bones consist of 22% water, and water protects and moisturizes our joints. So for those of us that complain about joint pain, if we have more water, that we may eliminate some of that.
Okay, and let's talk briefly about people who are having experiences with grief. Because if you're in a period of time where it's difficult because you miss Uncle Louie, you miss Grandma, you miss somebody this time of year, even though they may have passed 4 or 5 years ago, you've got to drink more water. You just need to. Because you don't want to be distracted. You want to be able to be fully present. And if you drink water and keep your head clear, keep your brain happy, brain, 90% water, ding, 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 ding. You need water because you're going to use oils to support your system that's sad or tired or is feeling hopeless or helpless. You need water to wash away debris. When you use oils, oils are going to clear other garbages. You need the water to wash away the garbage. It's so important. Get somebody to get you one of those expensive dish pans from Target. They're $1.99 and they're about 8 inches high. And you could normally wash dishes if you were out camping. They're plastic tubs. Get some Epsom salt. Soak your feet in Epsom salt water. You would be amazed at how that can lift your spirits. Because of the magnesium and the manganese.
Right, it's drawing all those evil toxins out of your body.
Evil. Okay. There's lots of reasons people grieve this time of year. There's lots of things that can set it in motion.
Yeah, I mean, feelings of abandonment, if there's alcohol or drug use by a loved one, a death of a loved one, death of a pet. Okay.
Divorce this time of year is really tough. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
friends have fights over really dumb things. You can have somebody who gets put in jail. That's incarceration. I had to look that up. Loss of health or mobility. Loss of a special possession. If you misplace
Mm-hmm.
your wedding ring, oh no! All these things can trigger sadness and take the edge off the fun of this time of year.
Right.
Couple of helpers.
Ooh, marjoram and fennel. Cool. Okay, remember that grief and disappointment is sometimes so strong, it's so deep that many times it makes it really difficult to take in the comfort that's needed. So while others around us might be trying to offer us some solace, when you're in those great despairs of grief and disappointment, it just doesn't help.
Yeah,
So,
some people don't want to be hugged. They don't want to be touched. They're
mhm.
not in a position where they can be able to be comforted. So, offer them oils, offer them fennel, tell them it's for digestion, which it is.
It is.
You have to start somewhere processing, and processing in your intestinal tract is a good place to start. And marjoram just tell them on the calves, it's really good for stress, and it is. But it's also the herb of happiness. Not only will it help with circulation, but it will also help get rid of toxic buildup, because remember, your body doesn't care if you're
Mhm.
taking good care of yourself. It's going to let go of your limbs. The circulation to your limbs of good things isn't going to happen so much, so it's not going to carry stuff away. So marjoram can be really helpful.
Oh, that's great. Okay, a lot of us do this when we're feeling stressed. You go to the junk food or the comfort food or whatever you want to name it, and you think it's going to make yourself feel better. And maybe years ago when you did it, it did, but not now. So when you're feeling stressed, skip over the junk foods, eat a diet high in fruits that are very ripe, sweet, juicy, and low fiber. And that will help provide your body with the nutrition it needs to help you overcome those stressors.
Right, and I do have to tell you how funny it is. When John drives, like we were out of state this last weekend, we were in Texas. So
Mm-hmm.
he and I got to look around. The number of people that smoke in Texas, the number of people while they're driving on the highways who are all eating something. I was just fascinated, because it's like, wow, they got this serious oil fixation going on here in Texas. And then I got back and I was looking around yesterday and I went, oh, it wasn't just Texas. Everybody here does that too. I'm just driving, and they're having chips, and you can see McDonald's wrappers, and, somebody had Twizzlers. And I'm going, holy cow, just drive.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
It's one of my favorites.
Uh-oh.
I love this because I'm not a Coke fan. I call it Coca-Cola because it chokes your circulation. That's all
Mm-hmm.
you remember. That's great. And we have, on Saturday morning, we're doing the Get Off Sugar again for 3 weeks. We're trying to encourage people to eat really healthy after Thanksgiving weekend until Christmas Eve, and then the week of what we call sloth and debauchery between Christmas and let's have sloth and debauchery, okay?
Okay.
So just think, if you have 3 weeks of being really, really good, how well prepared you're going to be for the week of sloth and debauchery. What do you
There
think?
you go. Okay.
Okay. Now let's talk about diet soda here, folks. You notice there's no oils here that can save you from aspartame or diet soda, okay?
I know.
Please listen to us. If you must drink soda, get it. There's this great brand that I love. It's called SMART. It's a real tall bottle. In fact, you can see through it. And that's a really good kind of soda to have. There's not many bubbles. It's actually very flat. But it's so much better for you. And I've not ever heard of anybody having a kidney problem as a result of that brand. Okay? Now, I love the green zones. These are supposedly things I can control.
Supposedly, yes.
My words, my actions, my ideas, my play, my effort, my mistakes, and my behavior. I try really hard to make new mistakes each week, not the same old things outside my control. Why is it important we talk about this time of year, Miss Deb?
Because this is what impacts us through the holidays. We tend to worry about all other people. You know, our goal for the holidays, a host or hostess, is making sure, oh, I got to make sure all the other people are happy. Or, you know, a lot of people come to those events, they're very critical, they're condemning, they're judging, and we take it to heart. So we really want to recognize that those things are outside of our control and let them go. Yeah, so we don't want to worry about we don't want to worry about their feelings, their ideas, their behaviors, their mistakes, okay? You can't change somebody else if they don't want to be changed either. So worry about what you have control over.
Yeah, because you will have a lot less stress.
Yes.
You move into a position of judge less, especially of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're criticizing yourself, it's always amazing to me how quickly you start finding fault with everybody around you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Well, and in some families, people find fault in you very easily, and it upsets the whole apple cart. It ruins your day. You're not able to function. So if you find ways to just worry about you, your efforts, what you're doing, it just makes it a much more pleasant experience.
Right. The other part is that if we're focused on accepting that we're unique, so not everyone can understand our motivation, they can't understand. I mean, I like to wear different colors. I don't necessarily coordinate colors. I will pick out a blue top and green bottoms and wild socks, and I'm really happy with it. And other people will point out to me that's not very coordinated. And I go, I don't care, because I really don't. I like happy colors, so I'm going to wear happy colors. And you can assume I just don't have any color sense, or you can assume whatever you want, because, again, I don't care.
Right.
Oh, use frankincense and geranium with fractionated coconut oil. And rub this on the back of your neck so you can just manage you. All right.
I love this little picture. Here's our little thumb-sized adrenals again.
Yes. Things that happen when your adrenals are stressed: dizziness, sleep disturbances, mild depression, heat and cold intolerance, high or low blood pressure, inability to handle stress, lack of energy, afternoon low, like between 2 and 4, you start getting the, oh, I want some chocolate, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is one of the sheets that will be in the group of 4 slides that Debbie will send to you. If you write to, you ready? Because people wrote and said, like, what's that number again?
It's right here at the bottom. If you can't see it, it's Happy Cal, HAPPYCAL 359@gmail.com.
Yes. Yes. Because we love suppositories. They are such fun. And they're easy to make. This whole sheet tells you about it.
And they're fun to make them, actually. They really are. Get a group of people around, you have a suppository party.
Yes. Don and Debbie have been with me when I'm talking to large groups of people in different states. And there's always some people in the back row that decide they're going to have their own little conversation when I'm trying to talk. And I'll say, excuse me, if you don't cut that out, you guys can do the suppository demo. I'll let you know what time it is. And all of a sudden, they get very quiet.
That'll work, absolutely.
That's because I'm bad. Anyhow, the nice lady wanted to know what it was I spelled. What was the brand of soda? The brand of soda is Smart Water. S-M-A-R-T. Smart Water. Can't
Yep.
hurt. Okay.
No, it can't. Oh, but you know what? I just want to put a little thing in there. They now have this like weird machine that you can make your own soda from water, and so we're not saying that kind of soda. We just mean pure water.
Yeah, please, whenever you make bubble water, whenever you put whatever it is into the water to make it bubble and fizz, it's not good for you. Don't do it.
No. Mm-mm.
Even in adrenal fatigue, the body is still wonderful, beautiful, and incredibly wise. It is our society, our maladaptation to the stressors of modern life, and our poor judgment that need to change. We can learn to use better judgment when it comes to taking care of ourselves and to respond to stress in healthier ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's the result of retraining your mind to process life as it is. I'm very sorry. Fido is not going to be scratching at the door anymore,
Mm-hmm.
rather than as you think it should be.
Right.
I always think of death as a message that we need to appreciate everyone and everything around us every day. We
Mm-hmm.
need to celebrate the people every day. We all see strange things that happen and go like, wow, I just talked to them yesterday. I just saw that yesterday. Now it's gone. I mean, just like on the news with all these men being accused of, 20, 25 years ago behaving strangely, except that it was kind of like being in Rome. In the communications business, that's what was done.
I know, but
Trying
it
to
is.
justify it, but now all of a sudden people are saying, hey, that was wrong, what was done. You are correct. It was wrong. But if they're not doing it anymore, they learned, right?
Hopefully, yes, sure.
Okay, here's a basic treatment plan for adrenal exhaustion and chronic fatigue. When you have a diagnosis, when you clearly understand you have adrenal exhaustion or you're suffering from chronic fatigue, it's your body's way of saying you've got to change something. You've got to find a way to rest, and it starts with your brain. It really starts with your brain. Because if you can't stop obsessing in your head about mistakes other people said you made or mistakes you think other people made, if you can't give your mind peace through some creative process or looking at beautiful pictures, get some art books, go sit in the library and look at the Sierra Club, look at all the birds, look at all the flowers, focus on something gorgeous. You've got to give your system a rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because otherwise you just get caught up in this loop, and until you can remove that stress and help your adrenals function better, it's just going to continue and go round and round and round.
It does. And for people who are grieving the loss of a spouse or the loss of a child, the cycle goes on for a really long time.
It does.
And it's really hard to be healthy. If you think of yourself as having 9 major organ systems and you're in such deep, deep pain, think of it as kind of moves from organ system to organ system because you're trying to figure out how you can be okay with this life-altering change. How can you be all right with this? And there's no way. Everything is changed. So you have to work to accept the fact that this is a new reality and it's very different from the way it was last Christmas or the way it was last New Year's. But somehow there's still people that care about you. There are still good things going on in the world. You have to work to give yourself like 10 minutes of peace a day and then expand that 10 minutes. You've got to find ways to be comfortable for 10 minutes at a time. Does that sound impossible?
Not at all. You can do it just by doing what we normally suggest. Go and take a little walk. Just break up your routine. Get out of for that little 10 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes.
All right. Yeah, I was just going to say, you were being psychic. You knew what was coming next. Okay.
I didn't know.
I know. Debbie does so good because the slides are always a surprise. She goes, oh, okay, we're going to talk about that right now. She does good. Walking is a weight-bearing activity. Gravity helps move lymph each time one steps briskly with a slight bound to the ground. The sudden stops of each step with your full weight create additional gravitational pulls, which helps pull the lymph downward. The lymphatic system, all those little buds of flowers you see all over this diagram, this is a closed system in your body. The only thing that helps you is motion, water, and essential oils. Because the oil molecules can simply penetrate the lymphatics without disturbing them. They clean your lymphatics without causing a problem. There's no medication that can do that.
Right.
Oh, I encourage the 20-minute walks. Whether that's not severe, I encourage 2 20-minute walks a day. And it doesn't have to be like the speed walking. It can be steady pace. You just can't stop and talk to, Louise and Eddie and everybody on the way. Wave and keep moving. Visit on the way back. Okay?
Yeah, shopping in the supermarket doesn't count because it's too many stops.
And mall shopping doesn't count. Okay? Yeah. Walk, drink your water, walk. And while you're walking, do not be on your phone because then you can't walk in balance. You have to be in balance. Leave the phone at home. It has all those like discordant vibrations that get splashed all over too. Don't do that.
It's true.
Okay?
Okay.
One of the only activities that activates, stimulates, and uses the entire brain is music. So when you need to calm down your mind, when you need to find something to cycle through that's not a problem, because sometimes when people are in pain, they make a list of problems they try to solve. It's like a series of puzzles.
Right.
Don't rack your body with that kind of nonsense. Choose music. Get lost in the music. Dance. Or play really soft music. But listen to music. It is so soothing, not only to your mind and consciousness, but to your chemistry.
Right. Think back to when you're growing up, your favorite songs, whatever you like, whatever. Find them on YouTube, put it on your radio, blast them if you need to. I love to do that. I love to play it nice and loud, and your body just naturally starts to move, and it's amazing.
Yes, it is. These 2 points, if you go to acupressure.com, Dr. Michael has lots and lots of points and lots of explanations about places for you to gently but firmly hold for 3 minutes at a time that will give your body relief. I like to show these points and recommend different oils to help you, because if you put the oils on your fingertips and then you hold the points, your body is going to process the oils and you're going to feel much better, because when you declare, I'm doing this so I feel better, and your cells hear your intention, it's amazing the changes that can take place in just a few minutes. Guess what I'm talking about here?
Gee, our famous little supplement? I love DDR.
DDR Prime. DDR Prime.
But this is so, people are visual, I'm visual, and to see this and to see the change in this is amazing.
Yeah, the power of DDR Prime is phenomenal. I believe in DDR Prime. I take 2 capsules twice a day, and I put DDR Prime the bottom of my feet every night, because I'm getting younger and younger, because I have a lot more stuff I want to research. Okay,
and you absolutely are.
Amazing gift. DDR Prime is an amazing gift. Yes, I had somebody who cut my hair today who said, You know, it's going to sound crazy, but you actually have less gray. I said, I know. Isn't it funny how that works? That's lifelong vitality and DDR prime. That's what that is.
Okay, moving on doesn't mean you forget about things. And this is what some people have a hard time understanding. It just means that you have to accept what happened and, most importantly, continue living. Okay, you're not forgetting, but you're going to move forward and continue to live. And it's just so true.
Forward doesn't mean without your previous experience. It means you bring your experience with you, and everything is working out great because you choose that. You choose, you know, I have to do what I have to do, and I didn't have any control over who passed away. I didn't have any control over what changed. I just have to somehow accept. You don't have to like. Accepting doesn't mean you like something.
Right.
Let's get that straight, okay? It doesn't mean that you like something. It means you stop playing scenarios in your head about the what if. What if, you know, he didn't go to work that day? What if he didn't get on his bike that time? You stop that and you go, he did ride his bike, the drunk driver did hit him, that is what happened, and I can't change it. It doesn't mean you like it.
It's accepting something that's different than what your expectations were. You know?
Yeah.
These are great coping skills. Really simple. If you're feeling over anxious, you're just feeling really uptight, you can't relax, take 10 deep breaths. And that works because we're getting more oxygen in.
Well, we also moved our focus to counting.
Yep. You can slowly count to 10. Squeezing your hands together. I like this. Imagine a happy place. I think we all have a place that we could think of the happy place. Okay? Push your hands together. Think of a happy memory and pull your hands apart. Okay? And if you just do that, it just will change your whole outlook at that moment. It'll change it. It really will.
Right. In New Jersey, we ask you not to put the squeezing hands on the side of somebody's head. Don't do that. No.
No,
I want to make the point, but no, just push your hands keep your hands by your hands, okay? Joey bag of donuts. No, honey. Don't touch other people. Okay. Before you go into the family situation, when you're driving, think in terms of, I lovingly release anything no longer serving my higher purpose. So if you anticipate family stress, if you anticipate, I'm always so sad when I leave because they like being where they're at, stop judging and release lovingly anything that no longer serves your higher purpose. And please remember, no one is inside your head or inside your heart, so whatever faulty judgment they have, it just confirms they have no insight into who you are. So it's really, really important that whatever opinion they have, you chalk off to, they speak a different language. They can't comprehend. You've got to just chalk it off. Don't engage. Don't try to explain. You cannot explain to others what you're going through. You could just say, I'm having a good day or a bad day. Or, I'm processing as best I can. Nope, I don't want to talk about it. Nope.
Yep, your mind will always believe everything you tell it. So you want to feed it hope. You want to feed it truth. You want to feed it gratitude. And you want to feed it love. Love yourself.
Yes, and you want to find melaleuca and rosemary and put it on the bones behind your ears. Number one, if you're going into a family gathering and they say they don't like oils, that's okay. You had rosemary on your salad at lunch, and you say, oh, can you still smell it? Wow, that was at lunchtime. Hey. Or like Debbie and I used to get accused, what is that pizza smell when we'd be wearing oregano? Okay? Just, you had pizza. Who cares what they think? Okay? Okay, found this online. She said, Sue, it's so funny. People are quoting you. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, but it's your affirmation for grief, and it's so important. You say, I understand that grief is natural, and I'm letting it flow through me. I am focusing on a future of love and acceptance, and I know that it's okay to feel my feelings. And this is what we need to do. This is how we need to cope. This is how we need to recognize that we're grieving and moving forward. And it was perfect to put this in here.
Yes, because we all have grief, and whether it's because we bought $100 worth of lottery tickets and didn't win anything, and that was very disappointing, or we actually lost a family member. I love the touch, the neroli touch. Jasmine over your heart.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Right, because we can't change reality. We have to grow to accept this is the new reality. As unpleasant, as lonesome, as tragic as it may be, this is what we got. Okay? Yes, I am graciously accepting from others. This is an example of a page from our undated calendar that we do webinars every week, ladies and gentlemen. It's Personal Peaceful Growth Calendar. We have Facebook pages. We announce all kinds of things. We sent out a major newsletter yesterday. We got all kinds of interesting, fun feedback on the questions for this week. You know, if you write to happycal359@gmail, we'll keep you posted as to what's going on. Plus, we send you links to the webinars. This, for the holidays, I am very big on making inhalers.
Yes.
And if you can't find coloring inhalers, I found them on Amazon. And I know I'm not supposed to mention Amazon, but I'm mentioning Amazon because they had more than 6 colors. And I found these great labels. So I often have 6 or 8 inhalers with me, and they're all a different fragrance. And I still call them my party in a tube. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you know what's great? You're using them. And how many times, Sue, we find a person in need of something and we happen to have a party in a tube and we share.
Yes.
And we pass it on. So it's great to be able to buy them readily.
Yeah. Like I said, I hate to mention Amazon, but they're the only ones that have the color ones, and they're very affordable. I mean, I used to pay $8.95 for 6 of them, and I think I got 24 for $12.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, I was very excited. Now, here are some of the things that definitely help with a combination of grief, holiday dread. In fact, I had 2 people call me yesterday and say, can I come visit you during Christmas week? I just have such a hard time, and I know if you slap me around, I'll be fine.
Okay, then.
All right. Come over. I will slap you. John will be here. He'll get to watch. It'll be great fun. Okay? So anyway, you choose. You choose what it is you want to smell. I carry things with me because people are always trying to hand me stuff at family gatherings and large gatherings. People want me to smell their blends. People want me to taste whatever it is that they've made. And I'm very particular about what I put in my mouth. So I always have at least one inhaler in one hand and a bottle of oil in another, my smart water in another. I mean, I really keep my hands busy. That way I just sort of shrug my shoulders and say, I'll be back to you. You know, it's like taking your kids to the big carnival. Oh, honey, there's so many things we're going to see. We don't want to spend all your money on the first stop. We'll come back to this.
Good one.
Yeah. Clary Sage, Lang Lang, Clary Calm, Zendocrine, Phytoestrogen, Copaiba. These are all big contributors to internal recovery of adrenal fatigue. Lifelong vitality is a vital part of this recovery. PB Assist, Terrazyme, all the things you do regularly are gifts to your body for rapid recovery. And you know what's cool? You don't have to tell anybody, you feel better.
That's true. And also, you know, we haven't really said that, but the healthier you're eating, so if you can be off sugar and off the white flour and things while you're trying to overcome something like this, it really does help your body process things much better.
Oh yeah. And I was joking about the caffeine. I go off caffeine 4 or 5 times a year. And
Yes, you do.
yeah, the change in my body is amazing. This Saturday, I told you we're doing another webinar. Deb and I came up with some other fun ideas about how to stay off sugar. Because we really believe in the quarterly freedom from sugar program. Every quarter, at least 3 weeks, you stop giving your body poison. And it's amazing what happens.
And it's not just for adults, it's for kids too. Kids today, especially following Halloween, they are on sugar overload. And so you can just make it a whole family experience. It's a great event.
And forgiveness opens you up to the positive and loving experience that the universe wants to bestow upon you. Think in terms of you were brought here to thrive. You chose to be embodied to thrive. You have 5 senses, and you're supposed to thoroughly enjoy them. If you're caught in just feeling bad, if you're not giving yourself a choice for, I said, blocks of 10 minutes a day where you're going to feel a different way, then you're going to create a depression soup. And it just is a longer recovery and acceptance from there. Work on forgiving yourself for the things you couldn't know before you knew them.
It's very, very important. It really is. Good. Melissa. Our friend Melissa.
Melissa's an amazing gift to the overtired soul. Long-term manifestation of multiple issues after a period of time with intermittent fevers, non-specific waves of fatigue, still part of life interrupted, part of the grieving process. Melissa is amazing for depression, killing bacteria and viruses that linger and resurface when conditions are right. So 4 years ago, you had viral pneumonia, and you didn't really use enough oregano, you didn't really use enough rest, you didn't really use enough healthy eating from 3 years ago, and you got depressed, and you were grieving, and you were overworking, you're going to need little Melissa to help you out of that hole. And just 2 drops under your tongue twice a day is an amazing gift.
It sure is. Here's our... let gratitude be the pillow upon which you kneel to say your nightly prayer. And Sue and I are always saying how important it is to give thanks and be grateful for things. Let faith be the bridge you build to overcome evil and welcome good.
Yes, Maya.
Yes.
Here are t-shirts. Da, 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 da. We have more people loving these t-shirts.
Gratitude.
Yes, gratitude. Da, da, da. I am grateful for my life and purpose. And on the front, we talk about all your virtues. And it's amazing when you wear these at family gatherings, because I was wicked. I did this 2 weeks ago. And my sister said, "Do you have any other clothes?" I said, "No." We're going to talk about virtues again. I'm tired of talking about things that are not virtues.
Good for you.
Yes. It will distract. It will make teenagers dwell on other things. And when they're doing the tablecloth projects that we recommended for Thanksgiving, tell them about the tablecloth, Deb.
Yeah, the tablecloth is a great idea. You just go get a very inexpensive white tablecloth, piece of cloth, and you have a variety of markers and pens and colored instruments, and people write what they are grateful for all over the tablecloth. You can just have them freeform it. I've actually seen people trace a plate, like for the place setting, and people write it within their plate. But it's just a great way to share, and you get to read what other people are feeling as well. So it's a really nice way to express thanks and the gratitude.
Yeah, because a lot of times people have family that live a distance, so when they fly in or they drive in to be together, it's a perfect time to create a family tablecloth. And everybody kind of does best wishes for the hostess, and they put the date on it. And it's kind of cool because when you do it with indelible marker, it's a lot of fun.
It sure is. You know, and it's something like if you don't mess it up too much with your dinner, it's great to wash it, you know, if you've used the, you know, the indelible marker, and bring it out again next year and add to it. So it's really fun.
Marcia Thompson just said, I've been doing the tablecloth for a long time, and it is wonderful to have memories from those who have passed.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and Lil said she's been doing it too. Yeah, see, the tablecloth thing is really fun, plus all ages can participate.
Right, because the little kids can just draw a picture. They don't even have to use words, so it's great.
Or take their little foots and draw around their foot.
Yeah. Okay.
And please remember, you are good enough, you are worthy, and you are loved. Because we love you guys.
We do. And we appreciate you, and we just want you to be the best that you can be and be happy.
Right, and you're not alone in feeling chaos this year.
No.
You are not alone. Be patient with people being nuts because, you know, they're a little more afraid than you are. And thank God you're not that afraid. Okay?
It's true.
And just give everybody blessings and things will work out as best they can. But work to accept what is just is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes. Well, thank you, Sue. I know that, again, reminding others of this also reminds me of how to cope through the holidays and to recognize all my adrenal fatigue signs, so and how to be healthier. So thank you so much.
Go to bed early. You don't have to stay up and watch the edited, fictionalized news. You do not have to stay up for that. If something important, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Deb. Happy holidays. We will talk to you guys soon. We have several more webinars planned. Yes, yes, yes.
Take care. Bye-bye.